What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please subscribe here and please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts in case something happens to this channel. You can follow, message me, interact with me directly, and there's daily content on there. Hope to see you guys on Instagram. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. The move to Tacoma is finally complete. I'm with Russ. We're official with Narrows. I'm official with Narrows, and I just wanted to introduce Russ because he's going to play a big role in the content moving forward, a big role in the back end of how products go moving forward. And you know, he believes in me. He's the one who was willing to invest in me, and I, am for sure going to give back everything I can to him. So I wanted to introduce him to you. I don't want him to be in the background. I want us to both be completely honest, unbiased on camera. I feel like that is where reputation is built, and I think reputation is everything. And I was only going to go with someone on the back end who was willing to go on the camera with me and to experience what it's like to be on camera, and to have that pressure of having, being judged, being analyzed by people around the world. So Russ, just give us a little backstory, your career, your path in life. We're eventually going to be doing a channel with just him in general. I feel like he can inspire a lot of people because he came from nothing to something, and his story just blows my mind, and I feel like more people really could benefit from just seeing the road he took.
Yeah, so basically, I've had a few careers throughout my life.
Yeah.
Several careers. I've had several careers throughout my life. My first career was a drug dealer. And as a drug dealer, I was a low-level drug dealer. I just had I was just doing, selling little weed here and there. But I had aspirations to become a bigger drug dealer. Always had the aspirations, So I had a vision of myself, as this big time, around where I grew up. You have these older guys that have the nice cars.
So you grew up in a rough area?
Tacoma, Washington, not the best area. I had some influences in my life that probably weren't the best. So, the people that I looked up to were older drug dealers with nicer cars. They had all the women, they had everything, and so that's what I aspired to be. So I just, thought about it every day, and I just hustled toward it every single day with that vision in my mind. And eventually, I became a big drug dealer, and I became a real big drug dealer, where I was making, at 22 years old, I was making pretty much all the money in the world, $3,000 to $4,000 a day, trafficking pills, Oxycontins. So that was my first career. It landed me in prison. I became a drug addict before because I got caught. After I got caught, I actually became a junkie because I couldn't handle the pressure. I was going to prison. I didn't know what the fuck prison was going to be like. I'm like, shit, what the fuck is, what's going to happen in prison? I'm 140 pounds, 23 years old. What the fuck? These guys are hardened like gladiators in there. You know what I mean? So I'm like, shit. So I was scared. So I didn't know how to handle it. So I started doing the drugs that I was selling, and I blew all my money from the period that I had got arrested to the time that I went to prison, and I lost it all. And I became a junkie. You know, I went from the top, having a big ego, you know, thinking I was on top of the world, you know, talking down to people, thinking I was, you know, the fucking cat's meow because I was 22, 23 years old and was making all that money. But I got humbled real quickly when I got arrested and I realized I was going to prison. I became the bottom of the barrel. Went from a drug dealer to a drug fiend. Nothing, you know, so.
And then you came out of prison with a different mindset.
Well, the whole thing in prison was where I really had, you know, where I really grew. You know, pain is growth. Whenever you experience some type of pain, some type of adversity, you got to look at it as a way to grow. You know, every single thing, every pain you experience in life, there is something that you can do to grow from it. One door closes, another one always opens. So I went to prison and I read books. I read books. I learned the principles of success. I started working out. That was the first thing I did to really transform myself, to reinvent myself. I worked out and I started seeing transformations happen with my body. And after that, I started reading and transformations started happening with my mind. And I started just exercising these successful habits, doing positive affirmations, starting to reinvent myself as a businessman. I didn't want to be a drug dealer.
You had the hustle and drive. So.
Yeah, I had the hustle and I had the drive. I always wanted the, you know, I was always materialistic. I wanted the nice stuff in life, you know, that was for sure. But the thing was, I just didn't go about the right way doing it because I didn't know how to play the legal game. You know, all I knew was, hey, this is the quickest way to do it. But now, you know, legally, there's more money than there is legally, and it's easier. You know,
So you came out. Obviously, you hit rock bottom at 23, and he's being completely blunt, honest. Again, we're all about honest and transparency. I really do want to build a channel around his story of high school dropout, top end drug dealer, you know, completely caught up in the ego of being a top end kingpin, crushed, bottom out in prison, and then coming out, reinventing yourself, getting back to the top the correct way.
Yeah, getting back to the top.
Because you had all the tools, you just needed to do the right way. But you had the wrong influences around you. So
wrong influences.
That's just a little taste. I really did want to, you know, expand more into his own channel. So comment down below what you would want to see from Russ, because I do plan on explaining his story completely. Because I feel like everyone can relate to him. He's not no special.
I'm just a regular guy.
You're not no Ivy League. You're not no honor student.
I got a missing eye too. I'm just walking around.
No
I got a missing
eye.
High school dropout. Come on.
It doesn't get any better than learning from him, and I really want to give everyone the ability to learn his habits, his patterns, and his manifestation of his mind to where he is today to where he was before.
Manifestation of your mind. Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah.
So super excited, but Naros isn't your only company, right?
No, that was my first. That was my first, and that's like my favorite one because I relate to it the most. You know, because it's about men, you know, building themselves up, looking better, feeling better, you know, and being a better version of themselves. So it's my favorite brand because to me it represents transformation. So of course it's my favorite, but no, we have other, you know, ventures and things like that.
Hey, you have multiple ventures that, you know, we'll touch on the channel. So leave a thumbs up.
Hey, how's it going, Russ? It's Russ. Russ here. What about just straight into it? Hey.
Yeah, go straight
into today, it. Okay, let's do that.
It's real when you go.
Okay. So today, I want to talk about something that I feel is the most important part of being successful. It is the most important part. You have to do this before you can do anything else. Success comes from your mind. It comes from your actions. What happens is you create thoughts, which create habits, which manifest themselves into reality. And it all comes from your mind. So basically, you know, I've been asked a lot of times, hey, how have you experienced multiple successes in your life? You know, for one, success with drug dealing, like that's not something I'm proud of, but it is something that I accomplished. And then number two, with business, each time I had a goal and I was able to accomplish my goal. And it was done through visualization. The first time when I wanted to become a kingpin drug dealer when I was a kid, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I just kept playing the same idea out in my mind, the same idea over and over. I imagined myself riding around, and I had an S10 car at the time, but I had imagined it was a Mercedes. Every morning I did that. Every morning I would think this piece of shit S10 truck was a Mercedes. And I just visualized that in my mind. Sooner or later, it turned into a Mercedes, a Range Rover, and a bunch of other cars that I wanted. But I knew that I had caught on to something. And when I went to prison, that's when I really started reading books like Think and Grow Rich, James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, and really understood that it all comes from visualizing what you want. To this day, I still visualize. I visualize every single morning my goals. I write it down on an index card. I read my goals and I visualize it intently. I visualize whatever car I'm driving. I visualize what it feels like, the smell. When I roll down the window on the car, the breeze hits my face. There's details, and it's about feeling the visualization and feeling the emotions of you accomplishing that goal. Like I said, I've been asked so many different times, like, hey, so how can you be successful? You know, and I've told so many people, start with visualizations, because if you don't visualize, you're not going to get it. You're not going to be successful. There's not one successful person on this earth that doesn't do visualizations, that doesn't visualize the future. Not one. It's not just something that I made up. No, this has been done by millions of successful people and high performers. And that's why I feel that if you're looking to change your life, become a higher value male, start, life bending backwards for you instead of you getting kicked around by life, you have to see what you want from the future. You have to visualize yourself, whatever that may be. You have to visualize yourself. And over time, your subconscious mind will actually start making decisions for you that bring you closer to your goal. That's what happens. You don't even know it's working in the background. Your subconscious mind is working in the background. You're not knowing this. But as time goes on, you'll start noticing you'll find different friends. You'll start noticing that you'll be meeting networking with new contacts. New opportunities will arise. And it's because you've implanted that thought, that vision into your subconscious mind. It works, I'm telling you. I'm living proof of it. So, and I want other people to start practicing this as well. I'm a high school dropout. I went to prison. I got 6 felonies. Like, I'm not supposed to make it, but I did. And that's why I'm here today with this message and teaching the principles on how you too can be successful. Thank you.
So yeah, if you want more content like that, I'm going to throw this in my vlog, but we're going to do a whole channel developing into multiple lessons, and I want to do multiple stories of like back in the day, old Russ, how old Russ is transferred into new Russ. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in that, please leave a comment. I'm going to leave that little excerpt in there because obviously everyone can benefit from visualization. So let us know what you think and what topics you want to see from Russ or what you're interested in from Russ.
Thank you, guys.
Well, guys, the move is done. I'm here. This is the new chapter. I just really wanted to thank everyone who made this a reality for me. Like, you guys are the reason why I'm in this predicament, and I can't thank you guys enough. But wanted to introduce Russ. He will be my partner moving forward with Narrows Labs, and I'm super excited to do his channel. Like I said, he believes in me. He was willing to invest in me, and when I mean invest, I mean you guys are going to see a crazy quality leap in the amount of content I'm going to produce. So this is a FX9, like I said, willing to invest in me, and we're going to be doing his channel as well. So I'm super excited both for his channel, my channel moving forward. That gives me the ultimate weapon to be able to, convey a story. Doesn't get any fancier than that. I mean, I can't believe as a cinematographer you dream about having a weapon like this to shoot with and just holding it. It just feels kind of surreal. But I'm super excited. The memory card comes in today, so moving forward you'll see some craziness with that thing. As far as the cycle goes, I did start recompositioning. I went back onto gear. Now, what I was going to document is what I said I was going to document before, so decided to go with the microdosing of TREN. Test is around 350, IGF-lr3. The issue is, Washington right now with COVID, basically we're still in phase 1 here. So I am training at a gym, full commercial open gym, I am rebuilding my physique, but you know, my cell phone gets locked up in a case. They don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to get put on the news. Completely understand. So that puts me in a predicament on how to record the cycle, but I really do want to rebuild my physique. So later in the months, you know, I can just jump into a competition prep for NPC Classic Physique. But right now I'm around 239-ish pounds, waking up around there. And as far as the TREN goes, I've been microdosing it. I really wanted to wait to really amp up the cycle until I could shoot in the gym, which should be in a couple weeks, like 2 weeks. I'm thinking I'll be able to do my normal documentation of the cycle. But the goal of the cycle, like I said in the past, and I'm going to soundproof this room so there's no echo, FYI, eventually. But the goal would be to highlight TREN's ability to sensitize the androgen receptors to IGF, and then mixing in long-acting IGF. Quick little blast, again, nothing prolonged at all, especially with LR3. You don't want to be messing with that for a prolonged period of time. But that's currently what I'm documenting. I'm being completely honest. I don't really know how to go about, you know, documenting the changes. I really wanted to show my recomp because if you guys follow my Instagram, I was in Scottsdale visiting with Russ, and I was already rebuilding my physique. Like I said, I already started that cycle, and if you go and check my latest Instagram photo, I'll throw it up right now, you can see that my physique rapidly morphed back. You know, muscle nuclei is no joke. Once you're there one time, you know, muscle memory makes it very easy to return. So I wasn't joking when I was in my parents' house. You know, I was literally on 165 milligrams of tea a week. It was basically almost as close to natty as I will be, just detoxing, taking all my detoxification supplements, giving my body a break, letting myself resensitize. And yeah, I'm super sensitive because TREN's not very high at all. It's very microdosed. And then the test, I'm creeping back up to 300, 350 as we speak against the long ester, so it's going to take a while to catch up. But that's what, you know, is up with that. Again, please provide me with any input you have for Russ's channel. Again, I think you guys are going to find to enjoy him. I believe he's a character that could impact a lot of people. He could reach a lot of people that other people can't reach because of his background, because of his story. And as a cinematographer, as a guy who likes to create content, there's a lot of content to be created with him, and I think it could impact a lot of people in a positive way, similar to how my video impacts. So looking forward to reading through the comments when it comes to that. Moving forward, I'm going to be pumping out topic videos until, you know, the gym's open. I can get back on track with documenting my cycle. And to be honest, I just got here. I mean, this office isn't really set up. I just got this desk, and I'm, you know, once my office is fully set up, once this room is soundproof so I don't hear myself echoing, you know, things will get a lot better. My diet is not back on point. So once that's all on point, then I'll amp up the cycle. And I really do want to document 3303, LGD 3303, but I'm having issues finding legitimate 3303. So possibly, you know, document the TREN and then switch into 3303 and see how my physique deteriorates, or if I maintain with 3303 will be what I'm doing moving forward. So appreciate everyone. Like I said, it's all thanks to you guys. I can't thank you guys enough. This is a new chapter in my life, completely new. And yeah, I'm excited to bring you guys along for the ride. And you know, I was mentally very, very hard spot for me past year and a half, 2 years, and to be able to push through that, to get to this chapter feels like bliss. But now it's time to work and grind and chase. You know, I've given the opportunity, it's right there. I gotta go grab it, and I want to go grab it with all you guys. So appreciate everyone. I will see you guys in my next video. Be a lot more content to come.